mostly. And I don't really care about the combat. Like, if it has a cool storyline, I'll play it. Should probably heal Leon. What did we even get out of that chest? I wasn't paying attention. Whatever. Fuck it. We don't need whatever was in that chest. Probably. Unless that was the blood sword. Which I don't think it is. Could have been, though. Yeah, if I don't find the blood sword, I'm sorry. I personally don't really need it, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure that there's many tutorials online. Like, if you type in a game FQA or something for Final Fantasy II, if you just even just type in a walkthrough on Google, I'm sure it'll tell you how to get the blood sword. You can even just ask Google how to get the blood sword in Final Fantasy II, or where it is. Probably find it pretty easy. You could Google that, no problem. If I cough during this, I'm also very sorry. I've been trying to hold back a cough for a pretty long time here. I also really hope I don't get, like, super sick anytime soon, because I like recording videos. Like, I say I don't record a lot very often. Like, I don't record very often, but I kind of do. I record at least, like, 3 times a week. And that's just to keep myself, like, commentating, I guess. I find commentating fun. Like, if I don't commentate for a long time, I get kind of bored. I don't know why. Like, if I'm playing a video game by myself, which I don't really generally do anymore, like, unless I'm recording a game for YouTube, I probably am not really playing too many games. Unless I'm leveling up for future recording kind of thing. Yeah, I wonder how you would record a DS game. Because I do have a Kingdom Hearts game in my house that I haven't even opened. Because I don't know where my DS is. I think it's Kingdom Hearts 358 Days by 2 or whatever it's called. I don't know how you even say the title of that one. It's the one with the numbers in it. It's that one. Yeah, I don't know where my DS is, so... Last time I saw it, I gave it to my mom, because she played a lot of Animal Crossing, and still does, probably. Like, I remember when I was playing Animal Crossing on my GameCube, that was fun times, but as soon as it came out for, like, the DS, I didn't get to see my DS again in, like, a couple of months. Not that I played DS that much anyway. Which is why I didn't really care. I mean, my mom can play on the DS all she wants. I don't give a shit. Because I never played the DS. Damn, we had no fights in that. Are you serious? That hurts you? That's bullshit. I thought maybe there'd be something behind that waterfall. Yeah, I don't really like playing handheld games. Final Fantasy is totally different on handheld. Like, I can understand Final Fantasy, but playing games like, I don't know, Guitar Hero, for example, I don't even know why they made that for DS. I think they made a Call of Duty for DS, too, at one point. And that just totally blew my mind. I was like, why the fuck would you play Call of Duty on a DS? Like, who in their right mind would think that that's a good investment? Excuse me. Told you I was holding back a cough. I also found my PSP charger. I don't know if I told you guys that I lost it, but I didn't know where my PSP charger was. And I'm kind of like, I don't think I know where my PS3 cable is what the problem was. Because the PSP charger that I have, it doesn't plug into a wall. Well, it does plug into a wall. It plugs into a wall, and it's pretty much just like the same power cable as a PS3 power cable, like the power adapter for your PS3. It's the same as that, just it plugs into like a little small rectangle shaped thing, and then that plugs into your, has another cord coming out of it that plugs into your PSP. Kind of looks like a headphone jack, but it's not. But yeah, I don't know where my actual PS3 power cable is then, so that kind of sucks. I have to, like, every time I want to charge my PSP, I'm going to have to unplug my PS3 and plug that into the charger, and it's just going to be awkward. Not that that really matters. It's not like I play my PSP that much anyway. I mean, in total, I'm probably going to be playing it once for the channel. And that's the only time I'm ever really going to touch my PSP. I only have like 3 games for my PSP that I know of. I could have swore I had Final Fantasy II, which would have been like a more HD version of Final Fantasy II than this. It's not like super more HD, it's just a little bit more refined, I guess. Doesn't even really make that much of a difference. But yeah, I could have swore I had Final Fantasy II. I know I have Final Fantasy 1, because that's like, that's beside me right now. I definitely have that game. And I had Final Fantasy Dissidia. I had a whole bunch of Final Fantasy games. I never bought anything else for the PSP. Because, like, the PSP doesn't really have that many games going for it. And if they do have, like, it does have a couple of good ones, but those ones are also on the PS3 as well, or other consoles. And, if it's on a big platform, I might as well play it on the big platform rather than the small one. I don't do a lot of traveling. Like, it is very rare that I will be on a bus or anything of that nature, and Leon just totally bit the dust. It's okay, though, because we got Life 16, and that shit's gonna bring him back to full HP. I'm actually really glad that I leveled that up. I didn't level it up for everybody, though. I only leveled that up for Furion. Same with Haste. There was a time when I was like super young playing the DS though, that I would play a lot of DS games because of smart kid nature of mom saying go to bed, and then I just pull out the DS and hide under my covers. Everybody's done that at least once, I could say. I'm pretty sure every kid that owned a DS or a Game Boy or even a Game Boy Color snuck that into the room to play it underneath the covers. Like, there's an option to turn the sound off. It's probably pretty terrible for your eyes, but who gives a shit? Like, when you're a kid and you're playing video games, that's like the only thing that matters, is figuring out a way to play it without anybody knowing when you're not supposed to. And then I got older and started not giving a fuck, and just stayed up past, like, sometimes past 4 AM anyway. I got yelled at so many times for that. Like, my mom used to be super pissed when I stayed up past 2. And then she kind of got used to it, and she was like, alright, whatever. But I've always kind of been, like, nocturnal. I've never really slept during the night, I guess. I always had trouble sleeping at night. I find it a lot easier to sleep at, like, 6 a.m. than I do sleeping at, like, 9 or 8 or whatever. Like, the earliest time I will ever go to bed is probably 12:30 or a little bit later. I can't sleep before that. Like, I can lay down in the bed and close my eyes, but I can't actually physically sleep. It's kind of ridiculous. Hold on a sec. Okay. Sorry, my recording looked like super buggy for a second there. I was scared. I thought something was going wrong with the recording. What did I find? What the hell? Damn, we found Flare! When in the fuck did this exist? I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently somebody sells shit behind the waterfall. Alright. That's cool. I guess I'll buy Flare. I can actually show you guys a cool trick that I would never actually use unless right now to level this up. I'm not gonna level it up all the way, but I don't know, we'll see how far I can level it up by the time we get to the boss. I'm missing a couple bucks though, and then we can get it for Leon. But fuck Leon, we can't actually do the trick with Leon anyway. And it's kind of like a speedrunning trick, which is kind of weird that I would even mention it, but what you do to level spells up really, really fast, which is actually how I got Furion's up so fast, because I really didn't feel like sitting here using Cure over and over and over and using Ultima like thousands of times to level it up. If you actually... Oh my god. I'll show you in the next fight. We're setting that up better. I set that up terrible. Yeah, it's a really fast way to level up your spells. I don't know if it works in like the Game Boy copy of this, like Dawn of Souls or whatever it was called, but I do know it works on Final Fantasy II, on Final Fantasy Origins. And it's definitely like the best way to level up anything. Like you can do it for your sword skill too, or any other weapon skill. I think it works for like fleeing too. I don't know. Yeah, I'll set this up a little bit better. If I was playing through this game, like, by myself, without having pressure of having to level up fast, I probably wouldn't have done this in the first place, but I will show it off now, for sure. You don't even have to have, like, good enemies to do this on. You could do this on an enemy that would run away the next turn, kind of thing, which is what makes it so good. All that you do is pick the attack, pick who you want to hit, and then cancel it. And that counts as you using it once. So if I do this 60 times... Fuck.